This is the narrow pull down. Now, for the pull down on this machine where we don't have a lat tower, we don't have to compromise because the adjustable arms come all the way up to position 0, the narrow setting, and I've got the hand grips at the closest setting so that they're shortened to this D-ring near the grip. And something else you can do, you don't have to, but it's kind of helpful for some people to put the seat back that you use for the leg press onto the front of the sliding seat, and that way you can lean against the way I've asked Amy to do here. Now she's strong enough that I could get rid of this entirely, and she could control her trunk and control this angle. But until you get good at that, you might use this, or you could just use it as variation, choosing to do it this way one day, and maybe because you're using this and not having to use so much muscle to control your trunk, you might be able to use a little more weight on a given day, but then the other day you think, no, I want to really work on my trunk muscles in the process, so you lighten the weight a little bit and get rid of the back pad. Anyway, the path here is more like your arms are moving parallel. See, they're not moving wide. So as she goes through this motion, her arms are just going right outside the width of that seat back, about shoulder width. And the big thing here that you notice is she is moving the shoulder blade down towards her belt line as she moves her arm. Can you do one where people do it where they kind of leave their shoulders up by their ears? See, that is what you see all the time in the gym. And they're not really moving their shoulder blades. And they're not getting the contraction and the function of the muscles and the joints that they need to. So really take the time to learn the shoulder blade thing. It's hard because you can't readily see your shoulder blades while you're sitting here facing ahead. So you've got to kind of take the time. You might even have to do this little scapular depression thing where you just learn that by itself and go, oh, that's what that feels like. Now I know, and now I can put it together and make one fluid motion, not two jerky ones, but one fluid motion into this pull down. And she's thinking about bringing her arm by her side and squeezing it back. And the only other thing I can tell you is that if you were taller like me and had longer arms and a longer torso, I would probably have to scoot this bench back and lock it in one of those holes further from the cables here. Otherwise, I would probably be running into the end with my handle. I wouldn't be able to reach as far as I wanted. So that's the only other thing you might have to adjust. Otherwise, this is just a tremendous, tremendous pull down.